Bell Hooks asserts there is power in looking. Regarding films, TV, and media content within popular culture, the visual arts are at a new debate as to whether this encouragement to looking is positive or negative in regard to feminism. With discussion of Laura Mulvey, Richard Dyer, and other theorists, this video essay will assess Harry Styles' Watermelon Sugar music video as a case study. In Harry Styles' Watermelon Sugar music video, images primarily of women in a sexual undertone are prevalent on screen. The women are there as a visual spectacle as the camera moves across various body parts. There is no explicit nudity, but certainly an indication of sexualization of the female and possibly male body. Arguably, the setting of the beach and sunny day appeal to images of the bodies aesthetically, while averting from sexual undertones, since other sexual music videos can be of a dark or obvious nature. Women are a well-known accessory to the power in looking and widely sexualized across the media and its history. Linda Williams, in Film Bodies, Gender, Genre and Excess, maintains the view that women are the primary embodiments of pleasure, fear and pain, as does Hilton Morrow and Battles in their book Sexual Identities and the Media, stating, in a patriarchal system, women are objectified in the media and represented as objects of male pleasure. In the Watermelon Sugar music video, the women are on screen for decoration, as Aubrey and Frisby argue in their article Sexual Objectification in Music Videos. They state music videos display the most potent examples of sexual objectification across the media, with women being the most represented in this way. Through their research, they suggested the three variables of skin exposure, gaze, and the decorative role of characters make up sexual objectification of a person on screen. All three of these variables are subsequently identifiable in the Watermelon Sugar music video, defining the women as sexualized by Aubrey and Frisby's definition. Therefore, women are the original accessory to the power in looking. Looking at women on screen as an object of desire and pleasure, they are stripped of their autonomy and agency, providing power to the spectator and diminishing of power to the performers. Based off of this alone, there is a clear power in looking at bodies, specifically female bodies, on screen. Regarding Harry Styles' Watermelon Sugar music video, Laura Mulvey's theory on the active male and passive female can be explored and applied. Mulvey's active-passive model is from her well-known essay, Visual Pleasure and Narrative Cinema, which explores the representation of females in film from a feminist perspective. Harry Styles' role in the music video is arguably as an active male, which Mulvey describes, the man's role as the active one of forwarding the story, making things happen, since he is the clear protagonist as the artist of the song. It is his music video and the attention is upon him, causing no denying of the fact that he is active within his role. The women, on the other hand, can be described as passive females who are simultaneously looked at and displayed, with their appearance coded for strong visual and erotic impact to connote a to-be-looked-atness, as Mulvey suggests. They are less the centre of attention and complement Styles visually. Through Mulvey's theory, the women are an accessory and decoration of the music video, a product of the male gaze. Referring back to Aubrey and Frisby, the music video can be said to show women in positions of sexual submission to their male counterparts and portray a power dynamic of the male artist wearing revealing clothing so as to portray an image of sexual bravado in which the artist is seen as powerful in his ability to collect attractive women. Both scenarios are evident in Watermelon Sugar and adhere to Mulvey's view of women being represented in a repressed and sexist role where only the male is seen and valued. In terms of interaction on screen, one view is that the women pine and submit to Styles as the active male, whereas another view is the performers and Styles interact in equal ways. For example, Styles and the performers all look into the camera with a deliberate knowingness of the spectator. They collectively cuddle up, dance and run around like friends. If presented equally in this way and with acknowledgement of the camera, this could shift the power in looking aspect of the video to a power in being looked at, with Mulvey's to be looked atness a positive thing for the performer. If attention from the spectator is wanted, this develops a new power dynamic between the performers and spectator, where the performers want the consumption from the viewer and lavish in their attention. In relation to styles looking into the camera, Richard Dyer suggests men have a more obvious right to look than women do. He argues the female model's gaze stops at the boundary, while the male's looks right through it, suggestive of a penetrating gaze from Styles in the music video and a passive gaze from the women, coinciding with Mulvey's active-passive model applied onto the music video. Dyer suggests what is at stake is not just male and female sexuality, but male and female power. However, the faults with Mulvey's points are, as Jackie Stacey in Desperately Seeking Difference notes, there is no understanding of male figures as erotic objects or women's active desire and sexual aims of women in the audience. Similarly, Hilton Morrow and Battles critique Mulvey for her assumption that all men and women are heterosexual and that identification and desire are to follow accordingly. If the women in the music video are not heterosexual, does Styles as the active male have an impact on their power dynamic within the music video and for the masculine spectator who would otherwise identify with Styles, as Mulvey suggests? Hilton Morrow and Battles argue, post-feminist critics argue today, women increasingly are compelled to put themselves on sexual display as a sign of their social success, which may be present in the Watermelon Sugar music video. If the women on screen are displaying themselves for their own sexual and pleasurable liberation, the power again shifts to them, even if the viewer finds power or pleasure in looking. But Hilton Morrow and Battles contradict this assertion. They say, the ideas that women's sexuality might be for their own pleasure outside of reference to men rarely is allowed in the media, especially mainstream media. Referring back to Stacey's criticism of Mulvey excluding males as erotic objects, Styles in his own music video is displayed through skin, gaze and as decorative, as Aubrey and Frisbee argue, suggesting he is also sexualised within the video. He joins the action of the performers and arguably only takes on more of an active role since he is the star. Additionally, the performers in the music video are not just females, since few males are also subtly merged within the group. Hilton Morrow and Battles illustrate how there is still a strong sense that affection between men should be kept private and sex between men is seen as a threat to hegemonic masculinity. In other words, it is much harder to sexualise male bodies on screen and harder to identify when they are being sexualised. Overall, to state there is power in looking is correct in regard to a spectator's gaze upon a sexualised body, which is dehumanised and lacking agency. To gaze upon a body sexually on screen is arguably to see that person as an object, as Mulvey, Aubrey and Frisbee suggest. On the other hand, a performer desiring to be looked at is true to a power in being looked at as a liberal display of sexual identity.